What's going on, guys? This is Justin from Silver Rebellion. I'm here with my co-creator, Joe. What's going on, Joe?
Doing well, thank you, Justin, and yourself.
Yeah, doing well. So I guess we could just jump right into this. You're going to be our first interview for episode one. So to start off, can you give us a little background about yourself, how you got into trading, stacking, anything finance-wise?
So yeah, back in 2010, a friend of mine approached me and put me onto some talking heads on the internet, and they were really pitching gold and silver. And I was in a process of looking for work, and I decided to land a job as a commodity broker, as well as learning about the markets because I was very entertained by the gold and silver talking heads at that time, and ultimately the information that they were providing really got me interested in trading and physical stacking. So really that was pretty much my intro back in 2010.
Nice. So that was when you first started, like physically stacking, or you were just doing like the paper markets?
I was doing both as much as I could, hand over fist, basically, especially because in 2011 the market finally started getting hot. But as a commodity broker, it takes quite a bit of time to build a book. So I really didn't have much funds to begin stacking prior to the market beginning to move.
So you said you deal with stocks and everything like that. You've had this experience for the past, I guess, over a decade now at this point.
Yeah, it's been 15 years. I got my Series 3 back in 2010, and been trading pretty much everything since then.
So I guess we could talk a little bit about like finances and so like what to you like where do you think the market's going? It could be stocks, could be precious metals. Like where's your predictions?
Well, I'll be honest with everyone listening to this. My predictions aren't always accurate, and I don't think anyone's predictions are always accurate. Trading the markets is a tremendously risky position to take. The best trades, in my opinion, are long-term stacking physical metals. Do I see the market stocks going higher? Possibly. Do I see metals going higher? In my opinion, definitely. Um, and the biggest thing is the interest rate market, how the Federal Reserve plays its role going forward, and obviously the fiscal policy coming from the government is extra important, um, with where these things are headed. I see tremendous potential in precious metals, all of them, including rhodium, which no one really talks about. And I personally believe that slow and steady is the best approach to gaining net worth. Having a physical precious metals savings account tucked away in safe space or multiple spaces, I think is your best protection against continued debasement of fiat currencies globally.
Hmm. Yeah, you mentioned the Federal Reserve before, so I was gonna, I guess, maybe even ask you about that with like the you said debasement of currency. So okay, awesome. So how about you I guess tell me a little bit more about how you got into the commodity broker and just that whole backstory.
Yeah, so back in 2010, I moved to the West Coast, where I was living prior to that. There really wasn't too many jobs or careers with upward potential. A lot of them were kind of your regular jobs with no room for growth. So I decided to move across the country, and a friend of mine was literally doing commodity broker position in New York City, and he had told me about it, and I just started reading up on it. And simultaneously, I was reading up on stacking physical metals. So I moved out there and I took a job taking a draw, and little by little, I was on unemployment benefits, trying to grow my accounts, and I recall months and months of cold calling, and just being completely unsuccessful with opening new accounts. Um, I was so bad that I was riding a bike to work every day, and it was getting pretty bad for a while there. And I remember almost throwing in the towel. And then a friend of mine convinced me to keep pushing. And then, sure enough, I don't know what happened, but I just started closing accounts. So my clients started throwing money into their accounts. We started buying what's called bull call spread positions. If you're not familiar with bull call spread positions, They are an options play where you play both sides of the market. And they're actually very, very good if you're looking to limit your risk and limit your downside. And little by little, it was tremendous. I mean, the market started moving back in 2011. And as the market was going higher, it was amazing. Closing accounts became a little bit easier. And those bull call spread positions started gaining a lot of value. And then all of a sudden, I had an account full with all my clients. I think it was about 20, 30 clients. I was managing $1 million between all of them. And I was literally, I don't know, 6 months into being a commodity broker. Or, no, it was a little bit more. I'm sorry. It was a little bit more. It was about a month, maybe like 13 or 14 months in. It peaked around May of 2011. And then we got the notice about Osama bin Laden being killed, and all of a sudden the silver market opened up down on a Sunday night. I don't know, I forget, it was roughly like $5 to $10 an ounce. And then all of a sudden, my expert managing money skills became a very hostile situation. I didn't know how to react because I really had no experience trading. I didn't take the advice of the more experienced brokers. So a little tidbit is take advice of experienced professionals when they're giving it to you, because most of the time it will benefit you. And from there, I was hooked. I mean, it was really a special time in my life.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, real rag to riches story. You know, started from the bottom, now we're here, type of thing. Can you actually? I'm really curious because I'd never really heard of that bull call spread thing. Can you actually talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so you can use this trade in equities. You can use it in futures options. Basically, you're buying a call option. Let's use silver, for example. You're buying a call option at silver at $33 an ounce, and you're simultaneously selling that call option in the same expiration, but you're selling it at a higher strike. So let's say you're buying a 32 call and you're selling a 33 call. Ultimately, your upside is limited and your downside is also limited risk. So let's say the futures contract is 5,000 ounces of silver. So let's say you're right, and at expiration, silver is above $33 an ounce. You would have $5,000 in that position. That is what it would be worth. It was fully in the money. The call option that you're short basically negates because you're long the call option below it, and then you collect that full $5,000. You don't get executed into a futures position. You just collect the whole premium of that trade, and your risk is what you pay to get into that spread.
Options are no joke, man. It's crazy. It's like it seems so simple, but it could just go, for lack of a better word, tits up. You know, just in a second. Yeah. Well, I do have a couple more questions for you, actually. Kind of bringing us back to our Telegram channel, our movement. What does Silver Rebellion mean?
So buying physical silver rebellion, really is important to the average household. Not too many people own physical bullion, and it seems like if people were more aware and they were interested in just stacking, even if it's a few $1,000s, it could really make a difference for what we're up against. The dollar is obviously still the world's global reserve currency, and I hope and pray that the dollar will always be the global reserve currency. But what is important is that we have the ability to take action, to not rely on governments, to not rely on anyone, but to rely on ourselves. And Silver Rebellion is just that. Silver Rebellion is taking action, putting the ability for yourself to do something that will protect you against, you know, the higher cost of living. It will protect you in the long run against, you know, a savings account, trading accounts. I mean, anything you're trying to do, buying physical metal will help you grow your net wealth. Your net worth will grow over time. If you're smart, you don't use credit cards, you pay with cash, you pay with debit, and little by little, you will create a substantial amount of savings. And I think if other people began doing this that weren't interested in stacking, the market will reflect and it will reward the hoarders of the physical metal. And that's what Silver Rebellion really is about. It's taking matters into your own hands and doing something to benefit yourself as an individual investor, and ultimately provide a gateway to future success.
It's very cool. I mean, despite the fact that we do have listeners like around the world, it's very like almost American, uh, you know, ideology, very individualism as opposed to collectivism. So that's a very awesome point with that. Do you feel if we spread the word more about precious metals, about stacking, about protecting your wealth from the fractional reserve currency system we find ourselves in, uh, that there will actually be changes in the, I guess, value or demand for precious metals, silver, gold, anything?
Well, absolutely. The more investors that get into this market will ultimately increase the price. We're not pulling more silver out of the ground. We're not pulling more precious metals out of the ground in general. Ultimately, I think that the search for safety in finances is becoming a very, very tough place to secure your wealth. Not a lot of opportunities that are out there like they were 10, 20 years ago. So I think the precious metals market is one of the safest avenues for the average person to get involved. And ultimately, if you're smart with your money management and you never buy more metals, specifically like don't take food off the table, don't lose sleep at night, just slowly stack some money monthly, quarterly, annually, over time, 10, 15 years, I think that you will be rewarded. Ultimately, there's not too many people out there that have a problem with stacking metals. I think it's just they don't understand it, and they see how fickle the market is and how much it moves up and down, and it's just so erratic at times. But look at gold. Look what gold is doing. Gold is the barometer of what's coming, and ultimately, it's proving that since 2001, really, it's been one of the best investments of all time. And I think silver's about to follow that. And I think platinum, palladium, they're going to shine. They're going to have their day in the sun. And I think it's coming rather soon. I mean, you're seeing an economy in America that's just not really gaining any traction. We might be heading backwards. We might barely be going forwards. It's really tough to forecast how long it's going to take to reverse all of the damage from 2008 and COVID. And I think stacking metals is like your safest bet against continued insanity that we're seeing.
Yeah, it's definitely a long shot from like I feel like a lot of people that have maybe gotten into the initial frenzy of Wall Street silver, the whole silver squeeze and all this stuff. It's like it's such a more, I don't want to say realistic, but just more mature view on this. And I feel like a lot more people are starting to kind of come around to the what it really means. We're not just trying to make a quick buck. We're trying to institute financial change and protect ourselves from, unfortunately, leaders around the world not putting our best interest and almost effectively trying to take our wealth away.
Well, yeah, and the Wall Street silver movement happened a little bit after the GameStop frenzy, and the GameStop frenzy was really an eye opener. Seeing such wealth created in such a short amount of time, that I think the Wall Street silver movement assumed that they were going to make the same thing happen, and it's not about that really. Of course, everybody wants to make a fast buck, but it's rare for anyone to get into that position. And I think, the slow and steady approach to stacking metals is like your best insurance, against, just running out of cash. Because you can always sell it. You can sell it to your buddies. You can sell it, even the graded cards, graded coins. You can sell them, online. They have some avenues where you can auction them off. Bullion, you can go to your LCS. You can sell it to your buddy. It's just so liquid. And there's no reason why you can't protect your wealth with physical metals.
Yeah, it's an asset. It could be, it's like your car or your house or land. It's just like there's always a necessity. There's always a need. You're never just going to lose value, despite what the markets may say. What if they want to try to, getting all conspiracy theory, if they want to try to manipulate the metal markets, let's say with paper contracts, they could try all they want, but there's still an inherent value to all these products, all these items.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it costs money to get it out of the ground. It costs money to refine it. It costs money to get it to the bullion dealer, and it costs money to get it to your house. So absolutely, you're 100% correct. Let's face it, gold is money, silver is money, platinum, palladium, rhodium, copper, it's all money. You're basically transferring your fiat currency, your dollars or whatever currency you're using, and you're basically storing that wealth into physical precious metals, which is real money.
Awesome. So this has been great talking with you, Joe. So I know we're both working on this together, but since I'm interviewing you, can you give us a little, I guess, info on what people can expect from the Silver Rebellion Telegram channel coming up?
Absolutely. So we have a YouTube channel coming up very soon. We're going to organize that and get that out as soon as possible. Currently, we have a Telegram chat room called Silver Rebellion. If you have Telegram, please join us. We have a lot of conversations. We try to cover a broad range of topics. So if you're interested in joining a community and basically sharing thoughts and ideas and maybe getting some good information, please join our Telegram, Silver Rebellion it's called. And then also Silver Rebellion is doing silver giveaways. So if you're looking to try to get involved and collecting some free silver, I highly recommend you keep up to speed, especially with the Reddit channel. We're also on Reddit. We have our own Reddit community, Silver Rebellion as well. And if you are interested in getting in touch with us with X, all of us have X accounts. My X account is Silverman316. The name is Joe. I hope to hear from many of you soon, and please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or whatever it is. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can.
Awesome. Well, it was great talking with you, Joe. I look forward to everything else we have planned coming up, all these interviews and giveaways. And this is Justin signing off. Keep stacking, Silver Rebellion.